Okay, so um I wanted to talk about something today. It's kind of been on my mind for quite some time. Honestly, I've been meaning to talk about it, but just like I said, I'm used to recording like voice memos, so I'm still trying to get comfortable like recording myself in front of the camera. I think um I think eventually I'll get used to it. I just have to treat it like I'm recording voice memos and stuff. And sometimes I might look away, so excuse me if I do. But sometimes I have to have like notes because I like to journal a lot. So I like to write a lot of things down because I like to do a lot of like self reflecting and stuff. So I wanted to talk about something I've always been wanting to talk about for a while now. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like working full time is a scam right now in today's world. Um, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people feel the same way. But I honestly feel like, especially the type of job that I work right now, it's so exhausting. Like I'm just really at a place where I'm debating should I just leave the job completely because I've been debating on like going back to part time, but it sucks because it's like part time doesn't pay me enough. The job that I'm with right now, they pay me a good amount of money, but it's just a struggle. Like it's exhausting. It's like physically exhausting, and then it's really because it's not even the job itself, honestly. Because of course the job is always going to be draining. It's just when you have to work around other people like managers and other like employees that kind of irritate you or just have a problem going to work themselves. It's literally the other people that I have to deal with, and it's mostly the managers. The managers, they come in there and they're always miserable. I'm sorry if you hear like you know in the background. That's just like my people and stuff. So it's kind of hard for me to like really have like a quiet. Maybe I'll get a mic sometime soon or whatever. But honestly, I just feel like the job that I'm at right now, it's just so exhausting physically, and then having to come to work with managers who are miserable is like an extra added on stress, and because I have to deal with their emotions and their attitudes and things like that. And I feel like it's kind of unfair that they get to get away with it because they're managers, so they kind of like abuse their authority as managers, and they kind of make their employees more miserable. It's just kind of like, oh well, I'm a manager, I can come to work and just take all my stress out on like whatever I'm going through in my life. I'm just going to take it out on my employees. And I just feel like it's just so unfair, and it's very, very like toxic. It just really creates a toxic environment, honestly. And it's crazy because I feel like I've been at a place in my life when it comes to my job, and because I've never went to college and I've never gotten a degree, I've never gotten any skills, and I feel like right now in my life I have been like really thinking about trying to find something or somewhere where I can gain skills and things like that, because I feel like if I don't gain skills, I'll probably be stuck at retail and fast food for the rest of my life. And that's what also creates fear. It's just like because when I'm doing like job searching, I'm just kind of like scared because I feel like it's such a ongoing pattern. It's like, when am I gonna ever like not apply to fast food and retail jobs? It's like I'm trying to get out of like fast food and retail jobs. I think that's always been like one of like my I'm sorry if I'm saying like a lot. That's why I said like I have to get used to like talking in front of the camera. But just like I said, I want to be able to make videos where people can come on here and relate, and like we just have like discussions and talks and stuff like that. It's just about life and like life issues, like modern day issues or whatever. But honestly, it's just I get so scared when I'm like job searching because I have to make sure this is recording, honestly, because I don't want it to be, okay. So I'm back. But honestly, I get so scared like job searching, because when I'm job searching, I get so anxious because I'm just like looking at it, and then it's just all I see is like fast food and retail, and then sometimes it doesn't even refresh itself. So the whole job searching thing is also like draining and just like energy draining. It's just everything to me seems to be like an energy vampire. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be people, it could be the jobs, it could be like just right now, everything just seems like it's like energy vampires. And I'm gonna talk about energy vampires and my from my experiences, like in a different video. But right now, I just want to talk about how draining it is to deal with like toxic jobs right now. And I'm talking about like in today's world, in today's society, it's already bad enough that the economy is like crap, and looking for jobs is not really like beneficial right now. And I just hate the fact that I have to go to a job where in the back of my mind I know that I can't really like give up this job because I know the job market sucks. Because me trying to look for another job before I try to leave this job, because I don't want to get myself in any more trouble. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been getting myself in trouble because of the fact that I've been so exhausted. And I'll be honest with you, I'm on my like last warning with my job, and I've told myself, hey, you got to get it together because you can't get fired, because you know the struggles of looking for another job right now. And looking for another job right now has been quite a struggle. And I'm just like, oh, maybe it's time for me to really start like being thankful with the job that I have right now, even though it's stressful. But I feel like nobody is talking about, because I've heard so many people talk about how much of a struggle it is for them to find a job, which that is a different type of struggle. Like, I get it, like you need money at that moment, but I don't hear anybody talking about the struggle that of the jobs that you do have, and the full-time jobs that you do have, and they could be good paying, but they're also stressful and they're also exhausting. And the type of job that I have, they have such a bad turnover rate. It's absolutely insane. And it creates so much exhaustion for the employees that they have right now, because they can't hire so many people, or the people just don't stay because of the amount of work that people have to put in there, and the employees that have to put in there. I feel like nobody talks about working and having a job, or having a good paying job, or having a full-time job. I feel like nobody's talking about the struggles of that. But I honestly get it that to some people out here is like, well, I would prefer to have a job, and and not complain about it. That's totally understandable. But the problem is that the struggles of like having to deal with an exhausting full-time job, with the job market being complete crap, and not being able to get out of that environment. And that environment is so toxic. And it sucks when the job market is crap, because you can't seem to get out of an exhausting job. And that is the biggest problem that I'm having right now in my life. Is just, I've been talking to my manager about I might need to transfer. Maybe I'll try that. But the job that I'm at right now, it's just, I have transferred about, if I do transfer again, this is going to be like the fourth time that I have transferred. And I'm going to be real with y'all. This is my very, very first full-time job. And I like to try to tell myself and convince myself that, there's other full-time jobs you can get. Honestly, I've been really scared of like even trying to move on, because I feel like I'm stuck, honestly. I feel like I'm stuck at this this job that's like my very first full-time job. I feel like I'm stuck because I feel like when I try to go and apply for other full-time jobs, they make it so hard for you to get into the door. And they treat it like it's a sorority or something. Like, they make it very, very hard for you to get into any full-time position, because they know that they're going to pay you more, and so they want to make it hard for you. It's very easy to get it's very easy to get a part-time job. It's very easy because they don't pay you enough. It's easy to get a low-paying job. It's easy. But in today's like market, getting a part-time job is freaking hard now. Even me looking for part-time jobs, they are rejecting me. It is absolutely insane. The job market is really crap. And I used to hear it so much from people until I actually started to have to like apply myself. And now I feel like I'm stuck at an exhausting job, because I don't want to leave the job that I have, because they do pay me good money, and they do the benefits are great. But in an environment where it's so toxic with management, and we don't even like, the management is constantly changing. We have a bad turnover rate, and every like the moment you stay there long enough and you deal with a job that's like has like a really bad turnover rate, you're constantly put in a position where you have to pick up the work even more. And it's just, and this is what I want to talk about. I feel like nobody talks about the fact of being in a full-time job while the job market is crashing and complete crap, and feeling like you're stuck there. I feel like nobody talks about it. And I feel like I guess I'm gonna be the first one to say it. Like it's quite exhausting, honestly, and it sucks. It does put you in a position where you feel like you're stuck, because I have to deal with managers who come in and they take their attitudes out on their employees. And I know that's every job, but this is kind of different. This is more like, this is almost like an everyday thing with the job that I'm working. It's an everyday thing. Like, these people are absolutely miserable. Absolutely miserable. And I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say that I have not been complaining about my job for a while. It's just, it is quite exhausting. And just like I said, nobody talks about the fact of like when you do have a good paying job, but it's a very toxic good paying job, and you feel like you're stuck because of the job market is complete crap and it's just crashing. And it has created me so much stress. I honestly don't know what to do. And I've tried to apply to multiple jobs and they do reject me. And some of them don't even reply. And I try thinking like maybe it's a sign that maybe I should just stay where I'm at, but it is absolutely exhausting. And like at my job, I have to do everything. I'm not talking about one position, one department. I have to do everything. And I have to pick up the slack of other people and other employees. And I can't even blame other employees for calling out, because I'm no exception at all to like when it comes to like calling out and stuff like that. I try not to call out as much myself, but I can literally understand why they call out, because they are also exhausted. And then I can also understand from the manager's point of view as well that they are also exhausted from having to their jobs and things like that. And then I have this one manager, she makes it 10 times worse. Just absolutely 10 times worse. It's insane. It's like I'm already like, the employees are already exhausted with the physical labor. Then you just have that one exhausting manager who just makes it 10 times worse. And that is also another thing. It might not also be your job. It's just the people. It's the people make it 10 times worse. And then the type of people that come in there that shop is just, and I'm gonna be honest, the stupidity is out of control. And it just makes me want to bang my head against a wall, because of just, like the whole entire job, the whole entire environment is just it's so draining. And I feel like a lot of things in life right now, today, in today's world, modern world today, has been like a vampire, just been energy draining, I'm telling you. And just like I said, I'm gonna talk about like people being energy vampires maybe sometime in the next video or an upcoming video sometime soon. I'm probably gonna talk about that as well. But anyway, I really just wanted to just like come on here and share my concerns about, working full time is just, and especially like even when you do work full time, that's getting to a point where it's not even paying the bills. So the job market is absolutely scary. It is. I do have some of like my notes. I don't really have, I have a lot of things that I want to talk about, honestly. Because I journal a lot. I'm talking about a lot. Like, I journal absolutely a lot. So, just like I said, I wanted this to be a channel and that we can talk about any and everything. Like, it's gonna be good times I want to talk about, and there's times where there's gonna be like existential stuff. You know, I'm very existential. I'm very I've always been like self-reflective. I always like to analyze myself. Sometimes I analyze myself a little too much, but I realize that's just the type of person that I've always been, and I think that's the reason why it's so easy for me to like be able to have these talks. But yeah, but that's all I have today for this video. I just want to like express how I feel about the job market and working full time. Honestly, I just feel like I'm tired of working full time. I'm willing to go back to part time, but part time don't pay the bills. But it's absolutely crazy. But until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.